Hey guys, welcome to American Times 24 YouTube channel. I hope everyone is having a wonderful day. Before starting the video, please go ahead and hit the subscribe button and give this video a like up. Hey guys, welcome to American Times 24 YouTube channel. Today's topics: Young and Restless spoilers, January 2nd. Mariah is haunted. Tessa moves on Victor and Nick plot against Matt. The Young and the Restless spoilers for Friday, January 2nd. Spend the first new episode of the new year torturing Mariah with visions of Ian, while Tessa has a much more pleasant encounter with Daniel. Key takeaways: Ghost Ian is back for 2026. Tessa accepts Daniel's promise. Victor and Nick continue to mumble about next on The Young and the Restless. Mariah Cameron Grimes, who recently experienced a loss, left her wife and daughter so she could check into a mental health facility and get better. She does not appear to be improving. We're guessing this based on the fact that she continues to see ghosts. And not just any ghosts, but the ghost of the man who repeatedly ruined her life, the one who raised her like a father, then drugged and tried to marry her for her money. That would throw anyone off kilter. And those were just some of Eon's Ray Wise lesser crimes, which is also why we don't think her speaking to so much as an imaginary specter of him is going to help Mariah in any way. Back home, Tessa Kate Fairbanks, who recently got engaged, wants to support Mariah, but her wife is making it harder and harder, first with the lying, then with the distancing, and now with the radio silence. Is it any wonder Tessa has turned to Daniel Michael Gracia? They're done kidding around. It's time to figure out exactly where they stand, and make some promises about where they might be going. Plugging along. Nick Joshua Morrow made a deal with Matt Roger Howarth. Victor Eric Bredin, here's what you may not know about him, is displeased that he wasn't consulted first. Doesn't Nick know all thoughts, much less actions? Must be run by the great Victor Newman first. So now they are both going to plot against the guy, because they've done such a good job up to this point. The new year doesn't bring peace to Genoa City, not by a long shot. In fact, as the clock strikes midnight and the confetti settles, the emotional fallout from 2025's biggest moments starts to unravel in breathtaking and heartbreaking ways. The first Young and the Restless episode of 2026 sets the tone with psychological torment, a promise that could change everything, and dangerous power plays lurking behind every smile. Mariah's ghosts don't stay in the past. The scene opens on a bleak winter morning at a roadside motel room just outside of Genoa City. Mariah Copeland is awake, not sleep-deprived or dazed, but rigorously and dangerously alert. Her eyes are wide, unblinking, as she stares into a cracked mirror. And behind her reflection, just out of place, is Ian Ward, smirking, confident, insidious. Ian isn't real, at least not physically, but his presence is as palpable to Mariah as the coffee mug clutched in her trembling hands. This isn't a simple flashback, nor a passing memory. To Mariah, Ian is more real than anything else in her world right now. He whispers the words she's tried to bury. "You never left me, Mariah. You only ran." These horrifying illusions of Ian aren't just a figment of her mind. They've become a projection of her deepest fears. The guilt she refuses to name, and the unhealed wounds that keep pulsing despite time and therapy. Mariah checked out of the Boston psychiatric facility, thinking she could beat the shadows, but the shadows came home with her. Behind that ghostly presence is the real trauma, the unresolved remnants of her past with Ian. And this confrontation pulls at every fragile thread she's been trying to stitch together. Every look in the mirror becomes a reminder of her worst moments. Every quiet second feels like a heartbeat away from disaster. She tries to shake it off, tells herself she's stronger than her fears. But then Ian speaks again. "You can't escape me. Not here, not ever." That's when Mariah realizes this is no ordinary haunting, it's a battle for her very identity, and she's running out of places to hide. At Crimson Lights, a new spark or a new conflict. While Mariah wrestles with her demons, life in Genoa City moves forward, sometimes painfully so. At Crimson Lights, Tessa Porter sits across from Daniel Romalotti Jr., her expression soft, her shoulders relaxed in a way they haven't been in weeks. Since Mariah's departure and emotional absence, Tessa hasn't known where to put her heart. And after a night where passion led to something deeper, where Tessa allowed herself to feel again, the two find themselves wrapped in conversation that feels like home. Daniel reaches across the table, brushing a lock of hair from Tessa's face, a simple gesture packed with more meaning than either will admit. He speaks quietly but with intention, a promise. He tells Tessa he's not going anywhere. He tells her that whatever happens next, joy, pain, uncertainty, he'll face it with her. For Tessa, that promise feels like an anchor. For the first time since Mariah left, she can breathe without the weight of guilt crushing her lungs. But even as they smile, even as the warmth of possibility blooms between them, there's a flicker of hesitation in Tessa's eyes, a shadow clouded by what if moments. What if Mariah returns? What if her haunting isn't just a hallucination? What if love means holding on and letting go? Their connection is real, intensely so, but so is the pain that brought them here. And, though Daniel's vow feels right in the moment, vows on the young and the restless rarely stay untested for long. Meanwhile, power moves and rising tension back in the alleys of Newman Enterprises, a different storm is brewing. Victor Newman might be playing chess in a world full of checkers, but even he can't ignore the chaos at hand. Victor and his son, Nick Newman, have spent the past chapters wrapped up in a dangerous dance with Matt Clark, a man whose presence in Genoa City has been nothing short of a nightmare. Nick is tired, frustrated, and downright fearful for the safety of those he loves. Noah's anxiety over Sienna's situation has escalated into open conflict with Sharon, leaving old wounds raw and tempers flaring. Victor knows Matt is a threat, and Nick is convinced this is the breaking point. Together, they begin plotting, not merely reacting, but shaping a strategic plan to take Matt down once and for all. And knowing Victor, it will be ruthless, calculated, and full of Napoleonic ambition. The board isn't set yet, but the pieces are moving. Sharon and Noah, a fractured trust only a few blocks away. Things are disintegrating for other Genoa City families. Noah Newman and his mother Sharon are locked in a heated debate. Noah is not just worried, he's on the edge, driven by fear for Sienna's life. And he's adamant that Sharon isn't giving him the full story. Sharon tries to be calm, measured, reassuring, but Noah sees something else. Hesitation, half-truths, silence. He wants answers, and he wants them now. Their argument isn't uproarious, it's personal, cut deeper than shouting and ego. Its fracture lines revealing how much pain and insecurity can cause even the most caring bonds. The watchful audience for fans tuning in on January 2nd, Young and the Restless is more than a soap, it's a meditation on heartbreak, healing, and the haunting truths that refuse to stay buried. Mariah's storyline, in particular, isn't just about hallucinations. It's about confronting history, guilt, and the psychological aftermath of trauma. And as Ian Ward's disturbing specter refuses to loosen its grip, it's clear that Mariah's journey toward recovery and redemption has only just begun. Meanwhile, Tessa's tentative steps toward a new chapter with Daniel are poignant, hopeful, and complicated. Love after emotional abandonment is never simple, and a promise, however sincere, is only as strong as the challenges it must endure. And just when one storyline settles, another ignites. In Genoa City, peace is temporary, conflict is constant, and every character's fate teeters between what they want and what they fear most, making January 2nd not just a date on the calendar, but the beginning of a brand new drama-filled chapter in The Young and the Restless. If you'd like, I can also turn this into a recap style with bullet points, or provide a visual preview of key moments. Just let me know.